One time I dreamt I was at my brother's wedding and my family was in mortal danger, and the only thing that would save them was playing the song Africa by Toto, but no matter what site I pulled up, it was blocked because of copyright. This is why I always have an MP3 file of Africa by Toto saved on my phone. Better safe than sorry. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey. I made this video a while ago with posts from the Tumblr blog One Time I Dreamt, where people submit their crazy dreams. And one of you requested that I do another one, so let's do it. A short man in a purple coat with a big nose and an even bigger French powdered wig named Mr. Amadeus smacked me with a little stick, told me I was a piano prodigy, and made me take his classes. There was a new viral toy going around, becoming extremely popular even among adults. It was a yellow doll thingy, and the entire premise of it was you punched it in the face, and a random person in the world would feel the impact. I was writing a silly rap with my friends, and my verse started with, "I am my name, the king of the jungle, my favorite English word is bungle." And I got stuck after that. Star Wars was real, and the prequels were happening in modern times, but the Star Wars government made all non-Earth weapons illegal, so Earth became a huge weapons exporter, and I was working the gun counter at Cabela's, and Yoda came up and asked for a shotgun. And when I asked what it was for, he smiled and said,
"Weekend plans I have."
Then I woke up screaming. I saw a Tumblr post that said something like, "Fandom culture in the 90s must have been so scary because of all the big men with beards. Now we have bisexuals." A flying croissant was coming for me in a parking lot. It was going to devour me. Lady Gaga, who looked a lot like Adele, was planning to revolt against France with her 1,000 dancing robot spiders. The spider I accidentally washed down the drain during my shower that scared me crawled back up with an army of its spider friends and picked me up and brought me to a huge oversized shower and washed me down the drain. Let's see how you like it. I was eating spaghetti with my cats. They were very polite and wiped their little kitty faces after eating. 10 out of 10. Would eat with them again. I was horrible at using Nerf guns. Which, isn't wrong, but it hurt to be reminded of it while sleeping. Dressing up like Squidward tentacles was the new big trend in fashion. There were all these models and big brands and famous people making and wearing bad Squidward cosplays. My family and I went to Chipotle, only to find they required a human sacrifice for your meal. I was talking to a bunch of people, and when I asked one girl for her name, everyone went really silent. Then she whipped out her phone and explained how she'd sold it online for bitcoins, like an NFT. I picked up a dog by its handle. I went to a summer camp. The one activity we did was putting our parents in catapults and shooting them off into the forest, never to be seen again. I was the CEO of all the water. I don't know what that even entails, but I was it. I impulsively boarded an invisible train to hell. The driver told me she would show me the torments I would face. Then a mobile game ad played and she narrated over it. I think this might be a negative indication of how many mobile game ads I've subjected myself to, that they should be invading my subconscious. Patrick Stewart went on a date with the President of France, and then they had a social media war when the date didn't go well. I was at a thrift store and saw a framed painting of Waluigi and Batman sharing an intimate moment, staring into each other's eyes. It was titled Batman and Joker, but it was so obviously Waluigi. I was raking leaves with my dad in our front yard, and in the leaves I found 4 tomatoes. My dad picked them up and said, "Why are there tomatoes here?" To which I looked him dead in the eye and said, "The Italians were here." I was a teenage boy in a school for kids with superpowers, but I got bullied because my superpower was to create applesauce. So my dad, who also had applesauce powers, became an applesauce-themed villain and destroyed the school. Ronald McDonald was struggling to open a set of double doors. When I went to help him out, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "I am often confused by doors because they're the only ones willing to open up to me." And he walked away. I was on Tumblr, and the new thing to say was BIM, which stood for Better in Memory. So everyone in their post was like, "JK Rowling is such a bimmy, stop defending her in 2022. And you guys remember Voltron? I wish I didn't. #BIM. There was a werewolf couple. The first guy turned into a regular werewolf, and the other turned into a chihuahua. Creature in my garage ate my car, bro. I don't know how the creature did it either. It was built like Hatsune Miku, but the size of a pumpkin and yellow. I was stuck in a blank 2D void with nothing but an equation for logarithms and binomial distribution. I couldn't move or even turn my head unless I answered the question. However, every time I answered a question, another would appear to take its place, and the cycle would continue. POV, you're the little man inside the calculator. I died, I guess, and the afterlife had this feature where people from the living would send messages to dead loved ones. My first letter was, in fact, a question from kids, who I didn't know, that asked me how to solve a math equation. Teacher: you're not allowed to Google the answers. Student: ho ho, hee hee. Teacher does not know. I can use the Dougal. The dead people Google. Ha ha hee. Monster Energy got an official mascot, and it was a furry. The internet rioted, so then they changed it to a hot anime guy. I was wandering around and found this button. I pressed it, and everything went bright red. An announcer voice said, "Congratulations, you have joined a cult. You will wake up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I woke up. Most terrifying dream of my life. It still haunts me to this day. I was in an underground bunker and was being chased by somebody, but before they could catch me, I was surrounded by a swarm of termites who chanted, "The clump will rise!" and "If you survive tonight, then you will live forever." I was in the Slenderman game, and I was walking around, finding the pages, trying to avoid him, when suddenly I saw a patch of sunlight that was shining on a little cottage house, and out popped Slenderman in a grandma-like frilly pink apron and holding a watering can, pouring the water over his plants. I thought to myself, if this was the side of Slenderman the media saw, we wouldn't be hating on him. And then I woke up. Sonic had been officially confirmed as gay. My science teacher's classroom had been turned into this museum exhibit thing about Sonic being canonically gay. I was a weasel, and my mom looked at me and went, "Ty, you can't play video games. You're a weasel." So I decided to prove her wrong and become the first weasel to play video games. There was a girl named Shelby, but she went to hell and her name was changed to Helby. There's always one of those girls who change everything about themselves after going on a trip to a foreign country. Snail eated my house. I was at a seminar about creating a better, kinder world for everyone. The first thing I did when it ended was to shove a small child and steal their ice cream. Obama followed me around my house chanting, "Gay, gay, homosexual, gay," until I cried. It was somehow the most humbling experience I've ever had. Me and a trio of gay people became bats, and after a series of hijinks, we finally discovered that the reason we became bats is because what we needed all along was a place to belong, and that place was with each other. I was chasing someone in a dark, empty mall. It was the typical slow-motion running you get in dreams. Right as I went, "Wait, why am I doing this?" the person turned around and was wearing a plague doctor mask. He pulled out a knife, pranced towards me with a gay little walk that pissed me off, and stabbed me. I was walking around a supermarket looking for Minion milk. I was so confused I woke up. Oh god, is it milk with minions on the packaging, or did they milk minions? Harry Styles announced the birth of his child, named Broccoli Styles. Gordon Ramsay started cooking microwaves, and they became the most popular food in the world. He then became a microwave through modern technology, and everyone else became one too. Curtis Connor got cancelled. Then he made a commentary video in his usual style talking about it and making fun of this Curtis Connor guy. He never acknowledged that it was himself he was talking about, even when including video clips of himself as examples. I found a mummy in my friend's attic, and when I asked him about it, he awkwardly changed the subject to Pokemon. I was too lazy to pee, so I threw my bladder into the toilet and went back to bed. I was a scientist studying the sun, and I accidentally caused the Earth to fly into the sun, and my only thought was, I'm gonna get fired. I was in a ranch with my whole family, and a huge gray bear bit through my torso. I was able to crawl to the main house with the bear still biting me, but my family said I was faking it and being a little dramatic, weren't I? This bear obliterated my family's campsite, and I curled into a ball on the ground because my dad told me to. I was 4 years old. The bear kept patting me on the back and said in this goofy, deep voice, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to eat all your food." I was playing a new video game in a cheap, low-poly style, and the player characters were some guy who looked like Clarence, and a rat named Wet Beef Sparky. Wet Beef Sparky is kind of an iconic name. Slay, rat. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope something made you laugh, or even if it didn't make you laugh, it made you feel something. Just once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this channel and supporting me and having fun here. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.